good morning. I'm Carol Costello. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm live in Baltimore, and with all eyes on this city, residents are demanding answers over the death of Freddie Gray. On Friday, Baltimore police are expected to hand over a report on the investigation into Gray's death to the state's attorney's office. Now, it's unclear how much of that report will be made public, but one of the big questions, whether criminal charges will be filed against the officers involved. Let's head to Los Angeles and talk more about this with criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool. Good morning, Brian.
Hi, Carol.
Oh, good. You can hear me. I was scared there for a second. Thank you so much for joining me. So when the police turn over this report to the prosecutors, take us through what happens next.
Well, the law enforcement investigates this death. They create an investigative file that includes witness statements, interviews, a review of surveillance video, medical forensics, and then they turn all this information over to the Attorney General's office. Then the Attorney General can do one of two things. Either the AG can decide on its own to prosecute one or more police officers, or it can turn it over to a grand jury and allow the grand jury to render an indictment or to decide not to indict. That's the process. I'm a little bit baffled, though, Carol, as to what exactly is going to be released on Friday, because it's not customary to be releasing this information in advance of the Attorney General making a decision.
Well, we don't know how much of that investigative report will be made public. We just know that the police department will turn over its report to prosecutors. So,
right.
I mean, the city is a tinderbox
Carol.
right now. Wouldn't it be smart to...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Carol, that poses a real problem because people want answers, not only in Baltimore. I want answers. This isn't just a black issue. I'm a white guy in California, and I'm marching on Saturday in front of City Hall in Los Angeles in support of the people in Baltimore. We all want answers because Freddie Gray was subjected, Carol, to 3 different constitutional violations. That's why people are so outraged. He was a young man doing nothing wrong, minding his business, and he looked the wrong way and ran. All of a sudden, he's in handcuffs. You've got officers on his back, and in my opinion, they crushed his spine. And Carol, I have one more point that I'm not sure a lot of folks have talked about. How is it possible that Freddie Gray sustained this injury in the van when he doesn't have any other cuts or abrasions or tearing of his clothing? It's not possible in my mind that he gets a severed spine in that van because he would have had more injuries to his, manifested as a result of being in the van.
Brian, I don't even know. I don't know if we can say that with certainty because the autopsy report hasn't been made public, all of it yet, because the state is doing that.
You're making a good point, though, Carol, because what's going to happen Friday is you're going to get bits and pieces of information. And then what's everybody going to do? They're going to be like, what about this? What about the maneuvers that the police used on his back? What about the witness inside the van? What about the 2 witnesses that saw him outside the van? What about, for example, Carol, the 40 minutes that went by from when Freddie was on the ground to when paramedics have been called? And I think that is the most aggravating part of this case. You have somebody who is visibly in despair and you don't call paramedics. They take this man to a booking cell, Carol, and I've had cases like this where you have to interview the suspect in the booking center. And how can anybody with a brain, with a set of eyes, and with a set of ears would have seen that this man needed medical help? That's why people are outraged, Carol.
All right, well, we'll see what happens on Friday and whether any of that report will be made public. Brian Claypool, thank you so much for your insight. I appreciate it.